Okay, this is number 2 is taken from second homework, and part A is number 1 from the second homework or second worksheet. And we're asked to convert the following circle equations to descriptive form by completing the square, identify the center and the radius, and to sketch the circle. So we're going to use completing the square. To do that, we want to group our x's together. So we have x squared and a minus 10x. We have a, I'm going to leave a little space, positive y squared minus 4y. And everything else, any constants, I'm going to move to the right side of the equation. So we have that negative 20, positive 20. I'm going to subtract 20 to make it equal to negative 20. And now I'm going to complete the square twice. First, for the x values, there's a negative 10 in front of the x. So I take the negative 10, cut it in half, and then square it. So half of negative 10 is negative 5. When you square that, you get 25. So 25 is what we want to add to complete the square for the first part. Whatever you add to the left side, add to the right side as well. And then we want to do this again for our y values. We want to take the negative 4, square it, cut it in half first and then square it, and we get negative 2 squared, which is positive 4, and that's what we're going to add to the y terms. Whatever you add to the left side, add to the right side as well. And now we factor. When you factor the x terms, you get x minus 5 times x minus 5. When you factor the y terms, you get y minus 2 times y minus 2. So on the right side, negative 20 plus 25 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So this is x minus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared is equal to 9. So from our equation, we see that the center of our circle is at 5, 2, and the radius of our circle is the square root of 9, which is 3. And so we can sketch our circle here by first plotting the center at 5, 2. And then from the center going 3 in each direction. And there we have it. The part B is taken from number 9 from our homework, which is to convert the following circle equation to descriptive form by completing the square. Identify the center and radius, and again sketch the circle. So it's the same. It's asking us to do the same thing that we did in the last problem. The only difference here is we see this big fraction, and you may be curious, well, how do we do this with a fraction like this? So first, start the same way. Group the x values. So we got the x squared and the 8x. Leave a little room to complete the square. We got our y value, which is y squared. And then all constants move to the right-hand side. So negative 319 over 25. And then begin completing the square. So we take the 8, cut it in half, and square it. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. That is what we need to complete the square. So we add 16 to both sides of the equation. We factor x squared plus 8x plus 16 factors to x plus 4 times x plus 4. We have a y squared, which we didn't need to complete the square because there wasn't any y term, just the y squared term. And then we want to begin working out or adding the fraction with 16. So negative 319 over 25 plus, we had 16 over 1. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 25. 16 times 25 is 400. So now we have x plus 4 squared plus y squared equals 400 minus 319 is 81 over 25. And so that's the equation of our circle. From that we get the center of our circle, which is at negative 4, 0. And the radius of our circle, which is the square root of 81 over 25. The square root of 81 is 9. The square root of 25 is 5. So 9/5. If you change that to a decimal, you get roughly 1.8. So now we can sketch that. Center at negative 4, 0. Go roughly 1.8 in each direction. Something like that.